Okay, things are not working as I had hoped, but I think that should be okay because today is going to be kind of a meme day. Today, I will be ranking every single floating platform in Hollow Knight. However, one, that's going to be a nightmare, so I'm doing this by area. Two, there's a lot. There really is a lot. So, just to kind of start us off, shall we do a YouTube intro, I suppose? Should I try to do a YouTube intro? Here, I'll do this. Oh, I forgot that's up there. There we go. Let's try this then. Wait, hold on. I have a better idea. Let's go in, go back out. That way we can start with the music. Everyone knows that Hollow Knight is one of the hardest platforming games out there in the world. So, I've decided to rank every single floating platform there is in Hollow Knight. This was not a fun thing to do, but I do feel like this is something I wanted to do. And trust me, the number is going to surprise you. So, obviously we need to lay out some groundworks. Something that we do need to establish is that I'm going to be ranking every floating platform. That does not mean every platform or walkable surface. And so we're going to have to do a little bit of, definitions. Something that counts as a floating platform. Obviously, it has to be its own independent thing. Let's see, visuals. This is Unbound. Tab B0 and UI. Let's see, toggle HUD. There it is. Ow. Maybe I should have turned on no clip. So right as you open up the game, you are going to be greeted to, kind of a bland scene. And just to make, movement purposes easier, I went ahead and equipped some, fast-moving charms. But in the first parts of the game, you'll notice there's a couple of platforms immediately to your right. All of these are going to be considered as platforms. They are independent, they're not connected to anything else, and they're, floating. Theoretically, one of the small limitations is that I could, go make a full circle around it. Not every floating platform is going to have that effect. However, most of them will. Something like this little bit right here, that part that I'm standing on, we're not going to count this as an individual platform because of that word individual. You see, while what makes it different from this thing and this part is it's connected to a giant piece of, floor or surface. However, there's multiple different platforms that you could jump upon, making them not necessarily an individualized platform, but rather a ledge. These right here will also count as platforms because they are independent of each other and they are, floating. These are ledges. Now then, the first thing that you're probably going to think of is, well, wouldn't that mean a lot of things count as floating platforms then? Yes, there's a lot more than you think. Like, trust me, there's a lot. But I'm going to be ranking them regardless. So to start things I suppose. Going back here. So to start things off, I'm going to be doing these by area. So obviously the first area you see is King's Pass, which is this, beginning area. And then Dirtmouth, Crossroads, and those are going to be today. Next week we'll be looking at the next area, or at least the next area where I managed to count them. So, let us begin with our ranking system. I want to give us some nice music to go with as well. Oh, where'd I go? There I am. Okay, so to kind of start our rankings, we're going to be using this image. Now, this image is taken from a website. I'll link it in the description below. But basically, this is an entire visual map of, Hollowness, the entirety of it. The unfortunate part is that it's very, very large. And so, to kind of move things around, I would actually have to, move things as they are on screen, zoom in where I can, and that's what we are going to do. So, just to kind of start off, this is where we... Oops, too far. This is our starting point, and there are, in King's Pass alone, 18 total platforms. Actually, you know what? There we go. There we go. I didn't want to listen to Zote rambling the whole time. It can get quite annoying. Anyways, so let's go ahead and start ranking these one by one. So obviously, as you guys remember, there are these 6 platforms just to kind of start us off. Now then, our ranking system is going to go from 0 to 10, as usual. And so I'm going to be ranking each and every one of these. So, let's begin with the absolute first platform you see in the game, which would be this platform right here. Now then, this platform, oh, that's a very large size. I also want to make it very obvious so you guys know which one I'm talking about, so I'm going to be using this very highlighted color pink. But yes, our scale ranking is going to be from 0 to 10. 0 is an absolute garbage. It is the worst platform in the game. 10 is going to be one of the best. It is going to be a cool looking one. It is going to be a very important one. And so that's how we're going to rank things. However, you have to keep in mind, not only am I a speedrunner, I am also a challenge runner, which also means I might have a slightly different ranking system that you might have. You might see these platforms and think, oh, they're such good platforms, they teach you how to play the game. I can see these platformers as a speedrunner and think, my goodness, they're awful. And so we're going to be discussing that one with each and every one of them as well. Our first platform, this platform right here, I'm going to give this a powerful 8 out of 10. The reason is because as a new player, you might see this and think, oh, that's a platform, I can quickly jump onto it. That is a very, very easy and very simple way to introduce yourself to this game, knowing that it's going to be a platformer. Likewise for this one right here, this next one, I'm going to rate this one as a 7.5. Now then, the reason why I do that is because, as a speedrunner also, this is a nice ledge, or not a nice ledge, but this is a nice platform, but in speedrunning, going from here to here onto this platform can be kind of annoying. Likewise for this platform right here, for most people they might see this as, oh, this is annoying because the ceiling's right there. And so that might not be great for most people. However, for a speedrunner like me, this platform right here is both annoying, but also very, very required. I need to jump onto this platform to get to here as quickly as possible. As such, I'm leaving this platform with a simple 7. Likewise for these two platforms, I would not be able to get to this ledge without these two platforms. So, kind of teaching new players how to play the game, we're going to keep this one at a calm 7 and a 7 likewise. This ledge, I actually really don't like. And there's reasons for this. This ledge serves no purpose. It is terrible. Not only can you not make it up here properly without, Mantis Claw or double jump, you can't even crystal dash from here all the way to here without hitting this platform. This platform serves no purpose other than to get in your way. It leads to nowhere, it obstructs your path. Why is it there? To avoid the crawlid? You can just jump over the crawlid. So there's really no point in this platform right here, which is why I'm going to give this platform a 1. Very little purpose other than I get to jump on it from here to avoid the crawlid. No other really good purpose. And so that is going to be my ranking for these first 6 platforms. Now then, I'm sure you're aware, there's a lot more. So let's go on to the next little section, where we are also introduced to another 6 platforms. Now then, just like with the other ones, all of these ones also serve their own purposes, so I'll be giving them their ratings and explaining why each one. This one is a nice platform. It's, it's there. It's not bad. I'm gonna give this one a 7. You need it to progress, so it has a nice introductory area. Also because as new players, you might think, oh, I want to make this jump up here, but I can't. That's where you have to actually pogo off this, mosquito-looking guy. I believe his name is a Vengefly. In speedrun strats, you actually have to attract him over and then pogo up here, thus skipping these 3 platforms altogether. But in the light of a new player, these are nice platforms, which is also why this platform is also going to get a 7. And as a speedrunner, this platform right here, I'm going to give this one an 8.5, because it's a good platform. This platform, however, just like that other platform in the bottom right, doesn't really serve any purpose. If you jump onto this platform to go to this platform to go here, now what? You're on the platform. Good for you. You have to go back anyways. This platform serves no purpose whatsoever. This platform is quite literally going to get a 1. Now you may be thinking I'm a little bit harsh with my critiques, but how many people even go onto this platform intentionally? Which is why I'm giving it a 1. This platform is nice. It tells you that before you can go up to this top left platform, you have to first go to this platform, which, is pretty logical. However, as a speedrunner, you can just jump from this platform down here to this platform up here in just one jump. So this platform is not really all that helpful, which is why I'm going to give it a 6. This platform is nice. I like this platform. As a speedrunner, you can just jump up here quickly, but also there's this guy. This little guy. This Vengefly is very annoying. And so for new players, this platform might be very annoying. And so I think as a fair and just kind of reason, I want to give this platform a 6.5. Can be a little bit tricky for new players because of this Vengefly here. What's more is that there is a little stalactite at the ceiling that might hit you if you stay on there for too long. So it can be annoying. As a speedrunner, I personally don't mind it. I enjoy it. But in the mindset of a beginner, this might not be the most nice of platforms. Now that we've gotten these 6, there's actually a couple of hidden ones behind a breakable wall. There are 2 platforms right here, and which lead us to a geodeposit. Now these geodeposits, they're nice. That's really about it, but as you can see, there are 2 platforms that I still need to rank. This first platform is required to get up here, and therefore it is a necessary platform to progress into this area. Unless you do a lot of advanced pogoing, but that's quite difficult. So I think this platform, solid 7. It is a nice platform. Nothing terrible, nothing great. This platform, however, has that Vengefly on it, and when I first played this game, I actually did have to leave from this platform to run away from this Vengefly. It was terrifying, which is why I want to give this platform a simple 5. It can be a little bit scary for newcomers, new beginners, and needing to have to fight this guy, especially when it takes 2, maybe 3 hits. You have to jump up here, go up there. It can be a little bit annoying, especially if you're not used to the controls. Concluding that little area, we now make ourselves up through this area, through the breakable floor, and we are met with our next 3 platforms. These platforms are not bad. They teach you, watch out for the spikes. They even graciously gave us a little area down here for this ledge without spikes for us to stand on. However, that is not the case over here. And so we are going to be ranking these ones, individually. I would like this one to have a ranking of 7.5. Main reason is because it's a safe place to be. If you ever fall, well, you'll spawn up here, and you can't jump from here to that platform, which is why this is a necessary platform to get to here. Unless you go along the ledge, of course. But regardless, I still think it's nice, and a 7.5 is warranted. What's also true, if you, as a speedrunner, if you time your jump up here before the platform breaks, you can actually jump up all the way onto this platform. Now, it does save a little bit of time if you're lucky. However, most of the times you're going to end up, taking a little bit of false stun, and it's not the best. So, which is why I'm only giving it a 7.5. These 2 platforms, I believe, are going to get the same ranking, specifically because they are both necessary to proceed, and, just overall, they're nice platforms. I'm going to give them a good 6.5 for both of them. Obviously, without these platforms, you cannot progress into the game and get out of the tutorial area through King's Pass. Now then, you might be thinking, well, Facade, wouldn't this right here, wouldn't this be considered a platform? I'm going to say no, because it's attached to other platforms. If you were to open debug mod, you could see that there is a certain outline right here that would go here and connect to another ledged platform, therefore making it not independent or floating. So whenever we're going to see these little walkable surfaces surrounded by acid, spikes, drills, anything else, those are not going to be considered platforms unless there is nothing else to stand on in the entire room. There is going to be an exception to that later on. Alright, so you might be thinking, well, that's King's Pass, right? That's all of King's Pass, we can move on to the next area. Unfortunately, I have bad news for you. And really, it was sad news for me as well. There is one more platform in this area. And that is all the way to the left. If you zoom in, if you were to go left of the starting area, as long as you have Mantis Claw, you can go up here to find one more hidden floating platform. Right here. It is hidden from the area, and this is how you can access into the... This is how you can access the Howling Cliffs from the start of the game. It is a very commonly known place by now. However, if you're a beginner, you may not have figured this out for months like I did. I don't think I've actually figured this out for well over a year. But this hidden platform, it's cool and all, but, it can be a little bit annoying to get to, especially as a new player. Go ahead and line it up. Especially as a new player, you might see this platform and think, oh, how could I ever know this one? This is a terrible platform. However, once you become better at the game and your, movement mechanics become better, this is not that bad of a platform. The only thing is that by the time you get here, most likely you won't actually need this platform at all. You could go from here to here, up here, and then up there, without the need of ever, using this platform. However, just for the sake of, being generous to this platform, it did nothing wrong. Its main purpose there is so that you don't have to continue wall climbing. Therefore, I'm going to give this a platform a 6.5. Not terrible, not bad, but not anything outstandish either. And with that is all of the platforms in King's Pass. However, that is not the first area of the game. As you probably know if you've ever played this game, this is only the tutorial. The main area, Dirtmouth, thankfully, has no platforms. So I can go ahead and skip that. Except there is. You see, Jesus out. You see, I say that Dirtmouth has no platforms, but there is one platform. And it's located not even in the overworld. It's located in here. Oh, I can't fight him anymore? Fudge! Okay, I'm gonna have to go download the picture. Gosh, wait, hold on. Can I respawn it? With debug? Let's see. Spells, bosses, respawn. I can't? No! Dang it. Okay, in that case, I'll just look up a picture of the thing. Grey Prince Zote Arena. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, that's not the right one. Okay, Grey Prince Zote Dirtmouth. Hold on, I need to get the screenshot up. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and open up Takrita. Actually, hold on, let me get out of this place first. Okay, yeah, apparently you can't get back in there. I already beat it too many times. That's on my fault. Let's see. File, new. And in here, we'll go ahead and put this in. So there is one more platform, and it's in Grey Prince's Zote Arena. You see, in Dirtmouth, when you first go and save Zote, and you save Zote in all the other locations as well, you have the opportunity to fight a hidden boss known as Grey Prince Zote. And upon dream nailing his statue, you'll be taken to this platform right here. This platform is a floating platform. The actual arena is underneath you, and therefore you'll have to go find it. The actual arena is, beneath you. In this, dream fight, you spawn on this little floating platform. And because of the nature of this fight, this is going to count as a floating platform. Now, obviously, you're only there for like a couple seconds before you drop down and actually begin the fight. This platform, I'm going to give it a rating of I like this platform. I'm going to give it a 9. It's a fight. It's a boss fight, specifically. But it's a nice, pretty platform. It's not that big, sure, but it's a very cool addition to all the platforms that we've seen, not only up till this point, but in the entire game overall. This is just a nice platform. And so I'm giving this platform a rating of 9. Now then, after King's Pass, this one platform in Dirtmouth, after how many hours you've already played into the game, we're now going to move on to the first main area of the entire game, the Crossroads. So this is only part of the Crossroads. Trust me when I say this. There's more of it. The reason why it's kind of like this is because the image is so big for the entirety of the Crossroads that I had to shrink it down, and I can only see portions of it at a time. So we're gonna now go ahead and observe and rank every single floating platform in the Crossroads. The first couple of platforms you might see is to the right. Upon going down the well, you might see these 3 platforms. Now, if you went to the left, you'll see a different platform, but we're gonna go kind of this one first, and then follow the intended path to the left. All 3 of these platforms are not terrible. Each and every one of them is required to get to this ledge up here, so a very safe bet of a ranking. I'm just going to give each and every one of them a 5.5. All of them are initially required to get to where you want to get to, but eventually they become a little bit irrelevant with all the new movement options, especially once you have double jump, dash, and mantis claw. But to the left, we have one platform right here, where a lone tick-tick is traversing around. This platform, I'm not gonna lie, I do like, but I don't like in the slightest. This platform can get so annoying. You cannot, from this distance, you cannot crystal dash without hitting this platform. It can get very annoying. However, it's still a good platform, especially since there's a tick-tick. This enemy is going to be popping up every now and then, so it teaches you there are enemies that crawl around on the walls and the bottoms and the actual floor of that surface. So it's still pretty good, which is why I'm going to give it a 7.5. Oops. And now it's time for the room you've all been waiting for. This room. I don't even know what this room is called, but it has lots and lots of platforms. Oh boy, let's just start off with the first one. This platform up here. Even though it's shaped like not a platform, this is still an independent, floating, one walkable surface platform. It's not attached to the floor, it's not attached to the walls. So this counts as its own individual platform. This platform is really cool. It has a nice design. It has a crawlid on it, which, you know, teaches you to watch out for other things. A couple of gruzzers flying around. Nothing really interesting about that. But there is this design in the back. Now, I don't know how much you know about, you know, Silksong lore, but this thing in the back is very, very important to Hornet. And so, because of that, this is a very important aspect of the game, which is why I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. This platform is very good. It serves a lot of lore, it has very good design. It's quite big compared to most other floating platforms, but it's still good. I wouldn't call it a 10 out of 10 because nothing about it is, or not enough about it is perfect, but it's still a good platform. Now for the rest of these. I will go ahead and just say a lot of these are going to be 5.5s at best. So let's go ahead and knock out those 5.5s first and foremost. This gets a 5.5. This one gets a 5.5. This platform in here, right there, right? This platform right here, that also gets a 5.5. The platform right above it also gets a 5.5. This platform right here also gets a 5.5. And those are all the 5.5 platforms from bottom to lowest. And I say this because, you know, they're just kind of there. They annoy me. They're not that great. All the other platforms, however, are kind of different. And this time we're going to start from the top. These two side platforms, whether you go drop down immediately or right here to the left, they're both good platforms. They remind you, hey, I can drop from here, or from here. I guess technically you can also drop from here as well, but there's still a catch, and that is that I am not falling to my death yet. And so it does teach you, hey, it's okay. This is not that unforgiving of a game, but it will be later on. So, these two platforms on the left and right, I think they're pretty good. I want to give them a good 6.5 out of 10 for both of these. This platform right here, the one with this little breakable object, this platform, I'm going to rate a 6. I don't really like its positioning, mainly because it's directly underneath this. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room. However, it is nice to see that it is there, and it does provide a nice little thing, as opposed to just empty area, which is nice. This platform, however, I do not like. This platform has a tick-tick on it, which, you know, only serves as getting in your way, but it's so close to the other platform, it just kind of feels like a little redundant. And so that's why I'm going to give this platform a 5. There is another platform kind of behind the foreground here. This platform specifically also, it's not really that cool, but it is kind of necessary beginning game to get anywhere. And so that's why I'm going to give this platform a 6. This platform specifically, I do not like. Main reason is because, surely you have this one here, you have this one up here. This one just feels wrong. And it's right above not just a ledge, but also another area right here. And in a lot of speedruns that I do, one of them being the 4 mask shards, which I'm top 100 in, this platform just gets in the way. You have to drop from up here in between this little area. That distance. And it can get very annoying very quickly, especially if you hit either one of those. It's just a pain in the butt. This platform right here, I'm going to give a 4. Not good. These 3 platforms right here, I'm actually going to rank them all in the same category as, you know, required, but not necessarily required either. They're just kind of there. They're nice platforms. Big whoop. If anything, this platform is significantly more required than the other ones. I suppose this platform right here may not be as significant as these two, because this one is just kind of there. At least with these 2 platforms, I need this platform to get here or that one, and this platform to get to here and that one. So which is why I'm going to give these 2 platforms a good 6. But this platform right here, I'm going to give a 5. Ooh, about halfway through the room. Let's do this. This platform right here, pretty solid. Not bad, not terrible. I'm going to give this platform a 5. This platform right here, I actually do like because as I come out of this room, this platform is right there to greet me if I ever need it. And I do actually like this platform. It is not bad. I'm going to give this platform a 5.5. Not bad. This platform is very nice. There is a very specific reason, and that reason is because in speedrunning, this platform will allow you to jump from here into green path. Now, for most casual players, you might just see this as another platform, but as a speedrunner, this is very important. Without this platform, I would have to somehow get up to this platform, right here, jump to this platform, then go to the green path, which is going to be a much, much more tedious route. And so this platform is going to be a pretty decent one. I will give this one a 6.5. Thank you, platform, for being there. How the tick-tick? Eh. I could take it or leave it. Now then, these platforms right here, they're alright. I think these platforms all really just kind of serve the same purpose. Off the top of my head, I don't remember if I can make it from here to this platform in one go. I don't think so. I think it's just out of reach, meaning that this platform right here is actually required to get to this platform. So I'm just going to group them all together, and I'm just going to give them a flat 5 rating for all 3 of them. Now the platform right beneath it, this is actually kind of a required platform to get from here to get to here. And so that means it can be a little bit annoying, but it is a required platform. So just like with the other platforms that really don't serve a purpose other than to get from one place to another, I will also give this one a 5.5, just like most of the platforms in this room. Alright, these 3 platforms are actually very important, especially for speedrunning. You see, in speedrunning, you can either choose to go this way from the route, for any percent, or for most, speedruns in general, you either go left or you go right. And it depends on what you want, because the goal here is to get to green path in a speedrun, but you can see that there's a guaranteed tick-tick here, who will give you soul upon 2 hits. So this path I've always taken on the left side. However, the right path is slightly faster, because unlike the left path, I had to go here, here, then here, just to get to this platform. But with the right route, all I need is to get here, up here, then here, effectively cutting out one more platform. So, because of that, this platform I do want to give it 5.5 because, if the fact that it wasn't there or if you couldn't reach it in one jump, it's kind of pointless, but outside of speedrunning, it's kind of pointless. So that's why I want to give this lower left platform, especially when I first started speedrunning, this is the one that I went to because it has a guaranteed tick-tick. I'm going to give this one a nice 6.5. I think we're good buds. These 2 platforms, depending on how the Gruzzers spawn, it can be nice, it can not be. So I'm also going to give them a 6.5, mainly because they're not bad, they're just okay. Now, if you caught it, there is actually one more platform in this room. This is the last platform of the room. This platform is the only possible way to gain entrance into here, which is the arena/room for the Brooding Moloch, one of the game's bosses. This is the only possible platform you can get to without any other upgrades. If you don't land on this platform, you can't get in there. So this platform is, in a way, for newcomers, required. So this platform in of itself, I'm actually going to have high importance for this platform. I want to give it a 7.5 because you need it to get in here. Speaking of the Brooding Moloch, this is the entire room for the Brooding Moloch fight, all the way down here, in the bottom right corner down there. Now, this entire room, this is actually 2 rooms. There is the Brooding Moloch arena right here, and basically everything else. Believe it or not, yes, these are 2 rooms. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these individually. However, there's really no need to, because this room down here, there's no platforms in there. There's a raised platform, but it's still connected to the ground, and therefore it is not a floating platform. First up, we have a couple of platforms. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, only a couple of them are required. This platform right here obviously is required because you wouldn't be able to make it unless you pogoed. And so because there is technically another way to get there, I'm simply going to give this one a 6.5. It's nice. It is significantly easier than pogoing, but it's not, the only required way. Same thing for this one. A calm 6.5. This platform up here, however, it's out of your way. You would have to get up here from jumping up here. And, it can be a little bit weird, but that's just kind of the natural pathing of platforms. I see something, I want to jump. So this platform, because it is out of the way, I want to give it a 6. But what makes matters worse, this platform right next to it has no other purpose than to get you to this platform, or this ledge, for this soul totem. That's its only purpose. And so because of that, it's not that great of a platform. I'm going to be real. I'm going to give this platform a 4. At least with this platform, you can kind of skip over any gruzzers that might be flying underneath. And you can just kind of jump. But this platform, that's its only purpose. In the next area, there are actually quite a few platforms. However, there's a small hidden twist about these platforms. I'll save it to the end, but you'll see why. These platforms specifically are very important because from here and this platform, and even this platform up here, on the screen, there's not enough space for you to actually see what's below you. This is basically the scene that you see, and there is a small breakable floor right here. So you can't see what's beneath you. However, this is the part of the game that teaches you to hold down, therefore allowing you to peer what's below you. So these platforms do play a big part in terms of teaching you how to play this game. This platform, I'm going to say, deserves a 6.5. This platform is a little bit better because it's closer to here and you can more easily tell what's happening, which is why I'm going to give this a 7. This platform, however, unlike the other two, this platform sucks. It's terrible. The reason why is because, you might notice, here's the ceiling. Which means, if you're standing right here, you have a little bit of wiggle room. But you can also stand right here. And there is no room for you to jump at all. It serves as zero purpose right there. This is honestly one of the funniest ledges / platforms or even any walkable surface in the entire game. It's so odd. Why is it there? Especially if you go here, you just jump up and down. Here, let me show you. Let me show you exactly what I mean. I'm also going the wrong way. Let me show you what I mean by this. There's this platform. There's this platform, that teaches you to look down. But then there's this platform. You stand here, it's not bad. But if you stand right here, you just kind of shuffle your feet, really. It's really strange. I don't know why they decided to put this in the game. Because even when you're here, there's not much to do here other than go back here. And then jump to the next platform safely. So, I don't really know why it's there. So now you can see hopefully why with this specific. So now hopefully you can see why this specific ledge, I'm gonna give it a 3. It's really just kind of lame. It's not much going on for it. But these platforms are cool platforms. Except for maybe that one. This platform is nice, it's very good. Immediately upon dropping down, you can land on this platform, thus allowing you to have a safe, fall. So this platform, it's a good 8. It is a good 8. This platform, it's very similar to this platform. You just kind of look down, drop on this one. This one is also going to get an 8 because of that reason. However, this platform right here, it's not really needed. It's just kind of there to provide light because it has a lamp on it. So outside of the lamp, this platform by itself is kind of bad. But because it does have that light post, it sheds a little bit of light into where we're trying to look at. I'm going to be a little bit generous and give it a 5.5. Upon dropping down to this breakable platform right here, we land down here. Now, to the right and beyond, to this area, there are no more floating platforms, which means we're heading left to our next floating platform. Past the 2 ledges, our next platform. This platform is pretty good. It's the only way to really go back up. And so for that, this platform is going to get a solid 7.5. Nothing really special, it's just kind of there. You need it to progress, so not bad. From this platform, immediately going up, there is another platform very, very similar to it. Without it, you wouldn't be able to progress. So this platform is also going to get the same treatment of a 7.5. These 2 platforms, yeah, they do serve kind of the exact same purpose. However, there is another, However, there is like a small ledge here that you can just kind of hop between back and forth. But there's not really much going for it out of that. Outside of these two platforms, they just rub me in the wrong way. It's just kind of lame. Both of these will receive a 7 out of 10. Now then, I did say there was a twist in this area, and that's because hidden within the blackness void, there is actually 2 extra platforms. Just there. I believe one is somewhere around here, and the other one is somewhere down here. My guess is that this little groove area, this little area right here, was meant to be an alternate area that you can go around. Kind of like going in through here, going around here to get to this platform. That is my guess. However, there's no possible way to kind of confirm this. So there's really no way to get to those platforms either without debug. Now let me show you exactly where those platforms are located. Now in this room that we just reviewed, I currently have hitboxes on, which tells me that all the green ones are, safe walls or surfaces, and the red ones are dangerous. So obviously if I fall into the spikes, I get hurt. This purple little bar right here, this tells me that that's where I'm going to respawn. And you can clearly see that this little grove has nothing really going on with it. However, if I go down, you'll notice there is another platform inside there. What's it doing there? You can't reach it. So, what's that? And then what's that below us? Another platform. But why? Why is it there? What's its purpose? You'll also notice that, you know, obviously there are spikes here, but there are some places where you can kind of stand, like this one. And I think the one right here, that looks more like a pixel perfect one. Yeah, I don't know if I can get there properly. But you'll notice there are two completely isolated platforms inside the wall. Now, if you have debug mod, you can go ahead and open it up, and you can enable no clip via the cheats. And with no clip, I can go outside of bounds. I can fly a little bit, and I go past the wall, and I can land on these platforms. Now, if I go ahead and turn no clip off, I'm effectively just within the wall. I thought I turned it off. Now, if I turn off no clip, I'm effectively just inside the wall. But you can notice, I'm still there. I'm still here on this platform. And I can even wall jump off of it. I can even wall jump off of this one as well. My assumption is that little area above me is where I was supposed to come from, but they decided to remove it from the game. So these two hidden platforms right here that serve literally zero purpose, less than zero purpose really, are going to become zeros. You can't get them without cheating, and even for any expert player, they don't serve a purpose other than just being there. The wonders of debug mod and what Hollow Knight has been up to. But those are the two hidden platforms in this area. As far as I can tell, these are the only two hidden platforms, maybe in the entire game. Anyways, back to the next room with our rankings. Let me just go back out so we have some nice BGM to go with. Alright, so moving on from that area, let's go ahead and drag on over to the next one. This is the area right beneath all those platforms. These two platforms are very good. I like them. I'm not really sure why they did not decide to put a third platform right here, you know, trying to make it symmetrical. That's just kind of an issue I'll have to live with. So, because these are very good platforms, because for speedrunning, you can jump from here, immediately to here, on here, up, and out. In speedrunning, they're kind of tricky platforming sections, but they are still good platforms as a whole. So both of these are going to get a 7.5. Not terrible. Now then, because of the rule that it has to be one floating, and two, it does have to be an independent platform. So which is why this platform right here, with two separate walkable surfaces, is not going to count as a platform. However, the surrounding ones obviously will. These three platforms right here, for a beginner, very, very good. But once you have, you know, more movement things, this one in particular becomes out of date. It kind of becomes pointless. Which is why this one specifically, I'm going to have a rating of a 5.5. But for these two platforms, are going to be a 6. They're nice, they're good. This one is the only one that kind of doesn't fit. Now then, there are these two platforms right here. Both of them are really nice because if you really wanted to, let's say a new player comes down this path and chooses to go left. Now, if you didn't feel confident that you could make this jump here, you might try to pogo and down nail while jumping onto the spikes, and you might realize, oh, I can do that. That's a thing I can do. This is one of the two ways you can learn how to pogo in this game. There are other areas which really do teach you how to pogo, but this is one of the first ways. And so because of that, this platform right here, I'm going to give it a rating of a 6.5. This one's a little bit lamer, especially if you come down the right path. From here, you go down. This path is a lot tamer. And so because of that, I'm simply going to give it a 6. Now, the usual story progression, you want to go to the right. However, there is one more platform to the left that I want to quickly talk about before we move on. Okay, maybe not. Usually, most players, this is the way to go. However, not everyone goes this way immediately. If you go to the left, there are a couple more platforms that I do want to talk about before moving on with the main, area of the game. Here is the first one to the left. You don't have to walk very far. It's just this slightly larger than usual platform that floats. However, this platform has money on it. It has little geo mound. And so because of that, it's going to get a little bit higher of a rating. It serves really no other purpose than to have this geo, but it does have geo, and therefore I'm going to give this platform a 7.5. A little bit higher than I probably would have given it. These other 3 platforms, however, these are just kind of to teach us, spikes are dangerous. Learn how to platform. So this one right here, I'm going to give it a 6. But these 2 platforms, I think, are more important than this one. This one's going to get a 6.5, as well as this platform right here. Now, you might have noticed it, but there's a little bit of dust cloud right here. That's what a gome is, which is this guy. This is a gome. He sticks out like this, and this kind of teaches you to be patient. You have to wait your turn, otherwise you'll get punished. Especially if you get hit, you might get knocked back, and then miss the platform and fall into the spikes. This is going to teach you, I can't just do what I want in this game. Not unless you know what you're doing, of course. And obviously with this platform, you can go up here. Very good, very important. Now then, if you've ever played this game, you might realize that upon entering this portion, you might think, oh, there's a couple platforms in here. Not really, actually. There is one platform right here, which you might be thinking, oh, this platform saved me because I can jump from here to here. Yes, it is good. It's also important. However, this platform is not as great as you think. You only think this platform is good because it's early game, and it's the only way to get out of here. However, once you have more movement option, this platform is now just kind of in the way. It's optional. It doesn't really serve much more purpose than that. So this platform, I'm going to give it a 5. You only see it in early game, basically, and it's only okay. However, if you're a speedrunner, this platform is, you might see every now and then, but it still doesn't serve much more of a purpose, which is why I'm only giving it a 5. It's just kind of there. So, that's all it gets. Now then, you might be thinking, these are platforms, right? There's no possible way to get to this grub from here without jumping onto these platforms into there. Well, that's where the floating platforms is going to have to take an effect. See, if I were to count these as platforms, there are lots more platforms that I would have to consider. And I'm not going to do that. I'm only here for the floating ones specifically. If someone wants to make a ranking tier list for all these ones that float or appear out of like acid or spikes or water or other things, feel free to do that by all means. But I ain't doing it. So these platforms are not going to be counted as platforms. I'm sorry, little grubby. Someone will come for you. And so that's might be where you're thinking, alright, that's all the platforms in this room. Let's move on. Except you're wrong. There is one more platform all the way down here. And I'm going to tell you straight up front, this platform, terrible. It's terrible. You might be thinking, oh, but there's a soul totem right here. Don't you need this platform to go up here, up to here? No, you don't. By the time you actually get to this area as a whole, you should be able to wall climb with the mantis claw and therefore this platform is completely optional. In fact, it's actually faster to go here, jump onto this little ledge right here, and then jump here, than it is to jump from here onto here. It's just faster. This platform is terrible, especially because the current speedrun that I'm trying to go into competitive for is the any percent run. And to do the any percent run, you have to do acid skip here, and then drop down. However, you might have realized it's kind of a clear path. Except for this little stinking platform, because this is where the exit is. You will have to either go before it and hope you don't hit this little ledge, or go all the way around it. Either way, this platform is in your way, and it is terrible. I hate it. That's why I'm going to give this platform a rating of a 2. Now, you might be thinking, why not a 1, especially since it was just there to get in the way? Well, aesthetically, it's nice. Otherwise, it would just be a really awkward void to fill. And honestly, it's not that much of a deal. I'd like to make a big deal out of it. It's just whatever. It's not bad, but it most definitely is not anywhere near good. So I'm going to give it a 2. And that is all the platforms in this room alone. Which means now we can go ahead and progress through the actual story. After you go through this room, there is one room to the left. Now then, again, this is 2 separate platforms. This is not a floating individual platform. However, this platform right here is, and it's a pretty good one at that. You can jump up here, and then you'll have access to 3 separate geo deposits, and a breakable wall, which also leads to 1 more geo deposit. So this is not a bad platform. It's just kind of whatever. So I'm going to give this one a safe 6 out of 10. It's just kind of there, not bad. Helps us get money. Pretty okay. Now then, this room. This is a small trapped arena where you have to fight an aspid. This guy will back up from you and spit at you from a distance. And oh boy, do these platforms suck. You might think, oh, it's just like a normal arena. No. How wrong you are. This platform, not bad. It's not that bad. I give this platform a 6.5. This platform right here, this is not a bad platform, but it's not a great platform, especially for speedrunning. I'm going to give this platform a 6. Now, before we move on to this platform, I'm going to talk about the other platforms first. This platform, you would not be able to get to the hot springs and another bench without it. So, generally, I'm going to be a little bit lenient with that one. This one's going to get a 6.5. I could say 6.7, but that's too many increments of measure, so I'm okay with that. This platform is terrible. There is a hidden stalactite right up here that you may not be focusing on because you're too worried about this guy. And so because of that, it's a trap. You will stand right here and you will get hit. This platform is going to get a 4.5. Now then, this is the last platform. This platform also has a hidden stalactite on it, but this platform specifically is very, very important to us speedrunners. You see, once you kill this aspid, 2 more are gonna spawn. One right here, and the other one right about here. Now then, you might not know this as a beginning player, but you can hit the stalactite right up here to hit both of them at the same time. The issue is, these 2 primal aspids can spawn at different times, which means no matter how well you do, the moment you get onto this platform and it starts to fall, one can spawn and the other one does not. And so you are going to you are left with nothing but to reset. So this is not necessarily a fault of the platform itself. However, because of what this platform also kind of is forced to do in terms of speedrunning, I will have to knock off a little bit. So this platform is going to get a 4 from me. As a speedrunner, as a casual player, you might say this might be a 5 or a 6. But I'm also having to take into consideration the speedrun. And so that is why I've placed it that low. Alright, gotta get some water before I continue. Alright, from here, there are 2 different areas to go to. This area right here is actually where you want to go next, but you can't actually, continue in this area without the dash. So, it's just kind of there. But we can go ahead and quickly do this one because there aren't many platforms in this area, which will make it nice and quick. In this area, we have this platform. It's just kind of there, but it's also nice because there are 3 geodeposits right here. But without this platform, you would be soft locked. And also, you can't actually reach it from here. You actually have to go around here and then here. So it's kind of a hassle, but it's kind of not. It's not that bad of a platform. I'm going to give it a good 6.5. Without it, you'd be soft locked. Moving down, we have the beginnings of the next kind of main... Okay, maybe not the next main area. This is actually area 3 of the game, called the Fungal Wastes. But this platform right here is not bad. You can jump from this platform up to here, or vice versa. But as a speedrunner, this platform gets in the way. Because obviously, starting from up here, you want to drop as quickly as possible. And obviously, a straight line is going to be as quickly as possible. Doing very small amounts of movements to dodge it. But this is where the exit is, right here. Which means if I want to go in a straight line, this is going to be in the way again. Just like with that other platform. So, unfortunately, I cannot give this platform a very high rating, but I will give it a good, understandable rating of a 5.5. Let me put it below it. That way it doesn't get into there. And I believe that's all the platforms in this small little area. Because these areas... Oh no, that is a platform, isn't it? Oh, that is a platform. Oh. I have failed to consider that one. In this area, you might think of this as just kind of like a dead end, especially if you're new to this game. But if you look carefully, there is shaking ground here. Once you get the Desolate Dive ability, you can break through it and go all the way to here. And you might be thinking, well, this doesn't look like a platform. It is. Right here. This is where the platform is outlined. This is a big, chungus platform. This might be the biggest platform we've seen so far. However, it's not that great. All it really does is force you to go out this way and then back up around, while also collecting some geos. But there's really nothing important about this one as a whole. But because of its hidden location, that's a cool platform. It's also quite big. This is a cool platform. I'm going to give this an 8. Pretty respectable if I do say so myself. But it's still cool. It's a nice platform. And that concludes all of the platforms in this small little area. Let's continue on to the right. Gosh, looking at just the Crossroads, there is still so much platform to go. Well, might as well continue with the intended route. Alright, once you go ahead and make your way from this area, where the Aspid is, there's not many, floating individual platforms. There's a lot of ledges, Especially if you're going for this little mask shard right here, which is also in the 4 shards mask speedrun. Or at least the one that I went for. But there are no individualized platforms. There's a bunch of ledges. So really, I can go ahead and skip this room. But immediately upon entering the next room, oh my goodness, there are quite a few platforms. This platform, pretty good. It's not bad, it's not terrible, but it's okay. This one gets a 6.5 in my books. Likewise, this platform, you would not really be able to get up here without it, and so for the same reason, it's pretty good, also gets a 6.5. However, this platform is nice because without it, you would not be able to reach this area. But this whole area is a dead end with just 2 venge flies. So really, if you think about it, this whole area could be walled off and no one would care. In fact, I think some people would be glad. So really, this little platform doesn't really serve that much of a purpose. It gets a 4. And in this room, there are no more platforms to speak of, so we're going to move on to the next one, which has a lot. Oh, this is going to take a while. Oh. Alright, this platform right here, the first platform we see, this is actually one of the more important ones. It tells us, if you go up here, there's going to be a stag station. And this is one of the first signs, like actual genuine signs that you will see in the whole game. So you are naturally curious about it. This is a good platform. I give this platform an 8.5. It's good. All these other platforms in this room, they're just whatever. So my average is, in a normal, 0 to 10, technically an average is 5. But because, this is the challenge, the whole point of this game, I'm going to be a little bit generous and just give them 6s as my average. Anything below 6 is going to be a little bit below average. Anything above 6 is going to be, pretty good. Okay. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So that means this one will get a 6. This one will get a 6. This one will get a 6. This one will also get a 6. This one will get a 6. This one will get a 6. This one, actually, I don't like because, again, if you crystal dash from this direction, you will end up hitting this little bit of the platform, and you'll just drop. So, unlike the others, this one is going to get a 5. This one is nice. This is actually one of the few platforms I'm okay with hitting. This one is going to get a 5.5. Just because it does get in the way every now and then, but it's not a bad platform. This platform is going to get a 6. Oh boy, so many platforms. But there's one more, right here. And this platform is the only way you can get up to this soul totem. And especially for new beginners, a little bit redundant, but especially for beginners, this platform is going to be pretty helpful to get to this soul totem. So really, I don't want to mark it too down, but instead, I'll give it a 6.5. I think that seems reasonable. Okay, good. There's no more platforms over there. Okay, after this room, there is an area to the left. However, there are no platforms in this area, so we can just go ahead and skip it. There is an elevator, but we are not counting elevators because, well, elevators aren't really floating platforms. They're just kind of elevators. So let's move on to the next area. This main area, kind of this part, this is the room with the Gruzmother. The Gruzmother is one of the few bosses in this area, and is kind of like a tutorial boss. It doesn't really do much. It teaches you about attack patterns. That's really about it. But these two platforms, good platforms. Without it, you would not be able to reach this area, which is also very good. So both of these are going to get a 6.5. Now then, once you have beaten Gruzmother, you'll be introduced to this area. And obviously, this is kind of like a later area of the game. Don't worry too much about that. But there's also no floating platforms there, which means I can go ahead and ignore it. However, there are two platforms right here. Now, the first platform, its only purpose is to serve is to get there. That's really the whole purpose of this platform. So really, this small platform, I'm only going to give it a 5.5. Had this platform not been there, it would just be there for decoration. So, not that great. This platform, however, it's holding up a breakable wall. And so you can break this and you can get out of here. And so because of that, without this platform, everything would be very, very difficult to maneuver. So, this platform, I'm going to say, gets a 6.5. Pretty good. Actually, no. This platform right here, I'm going to give it a 7. Because it's quite important to get out. Alright, right above the Gruz room. Oh, there's a lot of platforms up here. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out very quickly all the ones that are just kind of necessary to proceed. All those ones are probably just going to get a 6. So I'm going to go ahead and write all those out real quick. That's a 6. This one gets... Actually, that one does not get a 6. This one gets 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 a 6. Actually, no. This one gets a 6. This one gets a 6. This one also gets a 6. Okay. So all the ones that are just kind of 6s, they're only kind of there to progress. They've been marked. Just like this one. This one will also get a 6. This one, however, because there is a hatching mother, aspid hatcher, or something like that, because of how close it is to this platform can be a little bit difficult. So really, I'm going to give this one a 5.5. Just a little bit difficult, Just a little bit. Now then, this platform, there's really no purpose to this platform. You can't reach it by jumping up here. You can only reach it by either coming here or here. But why go that way when you can just easily drop down or move to an easier platform? So this platform really doesn't have that much of a purpose. I'm going to give it a 3.5. This platform, just like the other one, it can be very difficult because of how close it is to an enemy. This one gets a 5.5 as well. This platform is not bad. It's not the greatest, but similarly, if you aren't outrunning this guy or if you're having trouble beating this one can also be a bit of a challenge. So it's a 5.5 for me. This platform, it's actually kind of a nice platform. I'm not going to lie. You need it to go from here to up here, or from here to over there. But it also protects you from coming here, and this guy hasn't seen you yet. So it's not bad. This one actually gets a 7. I like it. This platform, however, it's just out of your way. It's so close to an enemy. No, it's bad. This one gets a 2.5 at best. Because at least it does fill up some empty void, but that's really all it does. This platform, this is like the last platform. It's also the first platform if you come from this direction, but it is a good starting and last point. This one will get a powerful 5.5. Now then, To the right of us, it's the tram. There's nothing there. But to the left of us, there's this place with a grub. But you might have noticed every single one of these technically counts as a floating platform. However, not all of them are walkable surfaces. In terms of walkable surfaces, there's only 1, 2, 3. But there are these pogoable platforms. This is actually one of the tutorial rooms. This teaches you that by jumping over here, down pogoing, you can launch yourself back up to here. And this is one of the most important rooms, because that teaches you how to play the game properly. So, as an introductory one, this one gets a good 6.5. This one is also pretty good. Also gets a 6.5. And the one with the gruz, or not the gruz, the one with the grub, this one will get a good 7. But for the purpose of a floating platform, all 3 of these guys, all 3 of them, they will all individually receive an 8. I highly appreciate all of these. Actually, let me do it for each one of them. Because it teaches you how to play the game. It teaches you how to pogo. Likewise for this one. Even though they might not be walkable, they teach you how to play the game. And for that, you should be glad. You should be thankful. Now then, leaving that little area, we go back up and we go left. However, there's nothing here, so we can move on to the next room. From here, we've basically made a full circle. You'll notice we've already rated some of these platforms, and this is where we are into next. However, there's not many platforms in this area. So really, taking a look at it, this is not an individualized platform. Neither is this one, so there's going to be a couple of these ones where, sure, they may be floating, but they're not individualized platforms, so we're not going to count those ones. Again, if someone wants to, by all means, you have my blessing. This first platform right here, I have a love-hate relationship with this platform, because as a speedrunner, you can jump from here, jump here, down pogo, up to here. However, it is very difficult, and I've only gotten it a couple of times. I used to be pretty good at it, but for some reason I lost my touch, and it's kind of difficult. So, yeah, as a speedrunner, it can be very helpful, and even for a casual, it's very nice. So, as a result, I'm going to give this one an 8.5. Even if I don't want to really rate it that high, I think it should be like a 7 or an 8. But because of my lack of skill, I think it should be a little bit higher. Now then, moving up a little bit, we have a couple of breakable walls and 4 more platforms right up here. These 4 platforms, they're actually kind of challenging. Upon getting any of the dreamers, this little Vengefly will become an infected Vengefly, and he's quite aggressive. So this actually does provide some kind of challenge outside of normal platforming. And even for a beginner, this might be a little bit challenging, which is why I'm going to give this a 6.5. This one a 6.5. This one, I'm actually going to give... Hold on, let me move this. This one I'm actually going to give a 7 because you need to get up here to get up here. And it's like a transition. Like, that's a good thing. Likewise, I'm also going to give this one a 7 because it holds this lever. And this lever opens up this door. That way you can get out. So, I'm going to say, not bad. Okay. So, I believe on a map, This part technically also does count as Dirtmouth or Crossroads. However, there are no individual platforms in this area, so whether we do this one or Crystal Peaks, doesn't matter. There are no platforms in this one, which means we can move on. Alright, the moment we go up here, they are immediately greeted to 2 more platforms. There's this platform right here, which is, you know, pretty good, because I need to go up here to get up here, as well as to get up here. So this is a good platform. I will give this platform... Oops. I would give this platform right here probably a 6.5 out of 10. However, this platform, because there are 2 bench flies, at this point you should have a pretty okay, you know, grasp of this game. So I'm going to give this platform probably a 7. A little bit generous, but, you know, not terrible. Alright. There is one more area that I kind of skipped over. Lego boy, hello. There is one more area, and that's towards False Night. This is kind of like the main progress of the story. This platform, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like. I just kind of don't like it. I know it's necessary to get out of here because you need to go up here, go up there. But, yeah, I just don't really like this one. I'm going to give this one a 5. 5 out of 10. Pure average. But this platform, this is a cool looking platform. Not only does it have a cool design, you can simply just jump from here to there. Ignore this guy, this, I believe a big husk. Go over here, and just completely skip him. It's pretty nice. I like it. So this platform, powerful 7. Likewise for this one, I'm only giving it a 7 because I can skip this bigger husk, which potentially can deal, you know, 2 masks of damage, which is very terrifying as any beginner. So this one, jump here, jump there, a good 7 out of 10. Now then, at least in this room, there is technically no more platforms, except for one. And that is this big chungus of a platform, right here. That kind of curves around like this, and over here. This platform, its real only purpose is so that you can't get through it without Crystal Dash. I have tried it. It's extremely, extremely hard, and maybe only a task can do it. But this platform right here has a row of spikes beneath it. But it is still a required platform to get up through here into the next area. So this platform, I'm going to give it a 6.5 because it is kind of a check. Do you have the necessary requirements to get to this place and move forward? So I'm going to give it a 6.5. And where does that take us to? Well, would you believe me? I told you if it had more platforms inside it? It's got a lot. However, each and every one of these, this is technically an optional room. It only provides you a charm. And arguably not the best of charms, really. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly give a 6 to all of the platforms that I think are just kind of whatever. And then we'll go ahead and rank the other ones. Okay, turns out there wasn't that many. If anything, all of the early ones are 6s, and the other ones are not. So let's rank these ones. This is an arena. This gets closed off, that closes you off as well, and you're stuck in this room fighting for your life against a bunch of aspids. So, because of that, these are the only safe platforms you really want to stand on, outside of this little bit right here, and this little ledge right here. So really, this provides like your first actual battle arena. Well, I say that, but you do need Crystal Dash to get here, so not really. But it's still a good challenge, which is why I'm going to give all of these a 7. They're good. Provides challenge, but not too much of a challenge to the point where you feel too frustrated. However, you might have not noticed it, there is one more platform in this room. An individual, isolated, floating platform. Right here. Kind of looks like a flashlight. This platform, this behemoth wall of a platform, there's only one walkable surface, right up here. But for the sheer mass of this, I'm going to give this a 7. It's a cool platform, but that's really about it. Alright, and now for the first real intended boss of this entire game, False Knight. There is one platform right here, which is really nice because, you know, that's the only way to get up here, up to his arena, which is located up here. This is a good platform, especially for beginners. It's nice. I give this one a 7. Even for speedrunners, you can kind of microspace it right here, to jump up there, to jump up here. It's not terrible. It's pretty good. You follow these ledges, you go up here. We will not be considering this as a platform because, you know, it does break. And so therefore it kind of ruins its independentness of it. So that's really all there is. However, there is this platform. This platform is important if you're not a speedrunner. Or I guess it depends on what you're speedrunning. This platform, you can be very annoyed at it, because if you go this way, right, you leave the fight early, you want to get down here. This platform, if you're not skilled enough, will throw you off every time, because you will just land on it, you waste time, and then you go. But if you're much more proficient at speedrunning, you can kind of microspace it to go down here, and then miss it entirely. So, as a beginner, it's good. As a speedrunner, this is kind of like a quick check, making sure you're on your toes. So, this one I'm going to give a 6.5, because it does allow you to reach this chest upon beating False Knight. Very nice, very nice. Now for the next important area of the game, the beginning part of Ancestral Mound. Now in Ancestral Mound, there's this platform and that platform. And that's really all there is here. Both of them are simply just requirements to get to, you know, the Ancestral Mound itself. So for both of these, I'm just going to give a calm 6 to both of them. Not very important, but not that amazing either. Alright, there is an area inside of the Ancestral Mound that I will be doing, however, I can't do that yet. So we're going to leave it at that, and I'm going to come back to that later. But for the rest of the Crossroads, let's get to it. Right above the False Knight arena, there is really only one platform, and it's for this leaping husk to stand on. It seems kind of out of the way, it's just kind of there, but it is kind of nice because this guy gets a good vantage point, and he gets to jump upon you. So, for his sake, I'm going to give this a 6, and I think that's all it really deserves. On to the next room! this room right here. In this room, it's connected to the bunch of floating platforms in the Crossroads, but this room is very, very interesting. You see, these two platforms right here, this one and this one, these two platforms are necessary to get this grub. However, it is still very difficult to get that grub. This one I'm simply going to put as a 6. This one I'm going to put as a 7. And the reason why I'm putting it as a 7 is because if you want to get to this grub without dash, you need to lure this Vengefly all the way over here so you can pogo twice to get here. That's hard. Now, you can damage boost, which is a lot easier, but pogoing will give you the most amount of height. So it is always safer to pogo. But also in the same vein, this one I'm going to give a 6. You know, can be a little bit annoying, but not terrible. And this one I'm going to give a 6.5 because not only does it have the, access to the Vengefly so you can get the grub, but it also has a little geodeposit. So that's why it gets a 6.5. And that's all the platforms in this little area. Now then, towards the Crystal Peaks area, right before that area, there's only 2 of them. And both of them are required, to progress. So, to get from here to here, that's just a normal 6. Likewise, the only way to get here is to go here, I guess technically here. That's also a 6. Nothing really important. Once you are in Crystal Peaks, or I guess the little transitional area, it's this small area. And there's only 2 platforms here. However, these platforms are probably some of the saddest platforms because of Mila. And so, to kind of save her of this little thing, out of respect for Mila, both of these platforms will receive a 7. Because we salute our fallen brethren. Moving back west, this is now the last overworld area. Oh! This is the last overworld area. And so, we are going to go ahead and rank these. All of these are pretty optional. They're not that great. So, yeah. I'm going to give a 4.5 to each one of these because they don't really serve a purpose. Except this one. This one is the only one I'm going to give a 3. It's a hassle to get up here, especially early game. It serves no real purpose outside of having a stalactite. It's just kind of there. That's a 3 at best. You can argue it probably goes lower. This is what I'm going to be doing until Silksong comes. Platform rankings. Heck yeah. I have been counting every single platform. And by golly, it's terrible. I've only counted a total of like 6 or 7 main areas. I think I'm already close to 1,000. If not already past 1,000. Alright, and oops. Alright, I believe in terms of overworld, that concludes all of the Crossroads. Overworld. There are still 2 areas, actually 3 areas, that I need to rank. However, they are very, very difficult to reach. So, I'm simply going to go in-game to show you exactly what they are. And I'm going to give an individual ranking for each one of them. So, let's go ahead and go back to the game. Might as well turn on no clip to get me there faster. Alright. Behold, the ancestral mound. I'm gonna take off a sprint master, just so we can have a little bit of time. So first and foremost, these three things up here, these are not going to be counted as floating platforms, not only because they're they're attached to the walls, but because I can break them. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all the enemies here. So I'm going to do kill all. Bah! Alright, this is our first platform. This platform is nice because it allows us to get up here. But again, that one is a required one. So I'm just going to give it a 6. This is our next platform, as well as this one, as well as that one. All three of these are just kind of there. There is a crawlet on this one, but at this point you should have a slight good understanding of how the game works. So really, it's just kind of whatever. All of these will also earn a 6. This platform right here, its main purpose is so that you can avoid a boulder. There is a boulder right here that kind of rolls at you, in attempts to hurt you. However, you can just jump up here and analyze its attack pattern. This is a pretty good one. I'm going to give this one a 6.5. Our next platforms are these ones. This platform, pretty good. That's a 6. This one will also get a 6. But this one I'm going to raise to a 6.5. Mainly because it's here to keep you from continuously dying. You see, there are some vengeflies around here that will try to hit you. And if you get hit, you might panic. And therefore, you might fall onto this platform specifically. So it's a lot safer, and it's not that bad. So this one gets a 6.5. Also, peep another weirdly placed ledge. These three, they all get 6s. Nothing really special about them. Now, unfortunately, I cannot call this one as an independent platform, because if you follow it, it is connected to another platform, which is the floor. However, this platform is very similar to the other, boulder, because there's another boulder right here. And so this one also gets a 6. There's a lot of 6s in this one. Moving to the left, there is nothing except for this one. The main reason why this one is here is not just so you can jump up here to get up here, but because inside this little gap is a boulder who will start to roll out, land on this one, and then in an attempt to hit you. So this is kind of like a trap, but it's meant to teach you about how the boulder will work. So I'm going to give this one a 6.5. And then there's really nothing up here. And that concludes all of the Ancestral Mound platforms. However, there are still 2 more places that I need to show you. One of them I cannot reach right now, and I'm sure you probably can tell what that one is going to be. However, the other one, I can simply just go there via noclip and show you exactly what it is. That's right. The other hidden location is going to be Dream World. Now then, I could, do it so that it's hard. I don't want to rank this one, so I'm actually going to keep this one out of the rankings itself because it's technically not part of, the world. And it's also technically optional. But there are a lot of platforms in here, so I'm just going to briefly showcase all of them. They do pop up as you get close to them. But again, not all of them are really there. So one could argue that these aren't really, real platforms. However, all the ones in Godhome we will be ranking because they are, there for a reason. Also because this would be literal nightmare on my brain. So, no thank you. I will not be doing all of the Dream World platforms. So let's go ahead and leave this place. Oh wait, hold on. Can I do that? Is it possible? Okay, maybe not. There is one more area that I have not shown you that I can't really get to right now because I'm saving the other half. Now, in case you don't know what that is, that's the King's Soul. And so in order for me to actually... Basically, the only other place I have to show you is the Radiance. So, instead... I believe I can use this, I hope. Okay, maybe not. Okay, it appears as though I need to collect his arena. Ah, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up a video and take some screenshots. Okay. Alright, that is one screenshot that I'll be copying into Krita. Oops. Oh boy. Okay, that's one of them. I still need a couple more. Okay. I'll be doing this in little chunks. Because I think that might make the most amount of sense. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to piece this together as best as I can, but it is taking a hot second. Okay, let me see if I can, like, piece this together. I don't know how well it's gonna turn out, but I think I might be able to. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good, and then I now need every single platform in Ascended's phase. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna count them instead. That might be easier. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, this will be the last one. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. I think this is good. Okay, back to Krita. The crappiest model you'll ever see. But, essentially, what's happening is, inside the Radiance fight, in this terribly poorly stitched together screenshots, there are some platforms. And then there's the final platform all the way at the top. So, starting at the bottom, I am going to count this as a platform, I think. Unless these are, this little bit right here is its own individual platform. If not, oops. But whatever, I'm gonna count this as one until I know for a fact that it's not. Although I would be kind of surprised if it wasn't. So someone can go check that. I don't know who, but someone can go check that. This one, obviously, this is kind of like the floor. Regardless, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Kind of standard. These 3 platforms are the 3 platforms that actually first begin to spawn. So upon entering, you have to go up here, over here, then up here to start the fight of the Radiance. Now, I think that's pretty cool. It's like you going up to them and challenging them. I think that's really cool. I'm going to give all 3 of these platforms a good 9.5. Actually, I'm going to give these 2 8.5. And I'm going to give this one a 9. Because it's so cool. Because it says challenge. And you grab your nail and you stick it out and you go, I challenge thee, Radiance. It's so cool. This next platform that the knight is standing on, this is the first one to the second phase. So basically you have to come up here to go up here in the next phase. This one is purely so that you can get up there. This is a 5 in my books. It serves no other purpose. Now these platforms, all of them are part of phase 2. There's a total of 7 of them. However, not all of them are equally good. Objectively, in my experience, I find that this bottom platform is the best one. Not only because can you have far maneuverability to get here, go there, if you really needed to, you can get up here. It's just good. It also blocks out a lot of different attacks. This one, in my opinion, solid 8.5. This one is also good, but it's not the best. So this one gets a 7. Likewise, this one also gets a 7. This one gets a 6. It's not great. Likewise, this one probably gets a 6.5. The only reason why I give it a 6.5 is because you can easily get here pretty quickly. It's not terrible. This one, however, is terrible. It's pretty bad. This one gets a 5.5. And I'm only giving it a 5.5 because the Radiance can spawn like right here. So you can hit them, but it's, you know, not the best. This one right here is also a good one. I'm going to give this one a 7, mainly because this is what starts the climb to get to the final platform. And in that climb, there are a total of 14 platforms. In all of those platforms, I'm going to give them a rank of 6 times 14. All of them are okay. Actually, screw that. I'm going to give them all a 7. Mainly because, you know, it's meant to be a challenge. The Radiance is shooting a beam of light at you, and so all of them are provided there to not only, you know, get to the top, but provide a small amount of challenge. Now then, I know a lot of people have said that this climb specifically is not that fun because it's so easy. You just climb up there and avoid the beam of light. It's not that hard. Trust me, it's not that hard. However, this platform right here, I think this is a very, very cool platform. This platform specifically, this is the last platform that you will see before the credits for, you know, the good ending. And for that reason, I give this platform a 9.5. It is such a cool platform. You strike down, technically, God of this universe, and you are successful. And so that is my ranking for all of the platforms inside the Radiance fight. And with that being said, that is all of the platforms in this area. So, to recap, King's Pass, all of the Crossroads, the one area inside Dirtmouth, which is Great Prince Zote's platform, Ancestral Mound, which is currently lower somewhere there, and all of the Radiance. Looking forward to the platform ranking 2, specifically for that bottom platform. Yeah, there's a lot. So this is all of only the first area of the game. Oh! And just so you are aware, right? I'm keeping a small spreadsheet that counts all of the, all of the platforms. And then let me just make sure, right? Because I did not count the Absolute Radiance platforms yet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 15 is 27. Okay. Alright. And just to explain, So far... Oh, shoot, I forgot. There we go. Just to explain, so far, today, alone, in the first areas of the game, these 4 tabs, but only one area, which is King's Pass, Dirtmouth, and the Crossroads. Just this section alone. It's 191 floating platforms. 191. Oh my goodness. But that is all that we're going to be doing today. Whew. I cannot wait for next time, when I'm going to be looking at the next area. I haven't even finished counting all of the areas. But yes, this was all of the first areas, platformings, or floating platforms ranked. If you disagree, let me know how you disagree. If you agree, good on ya. If I missed any, please let me know, so that I can go back and fix that. But in the meantime, I have been Facade. I hope you have a good rest of your day, or your night, depending on when you're watching this. If you have a preferred area that you want me to go to next, I will say, as of right now, not all of them are next, so I'll try to, do that. But as of right now, Speedrun Sundays is going to be replaced with Platform Ranking Sunday. So, I'll see you next week, and I hope to see you there. Like and subscribe. Goodbye!